It's the morning after a hard night of partying and drinking, and you need something to just kind of get your spirit going. It used to be people turned to a drink with a classification of Corpse Reviver. Let's take a look at the Corpse Reviver number 1. Welcome to the Cocktail Spirit from Small Screen Network. I'm your host, Robert Hess. Now there's a certain class of drink called the Corpse Reviver. A lot of bartenders are familiar with the Corpse Reviver number 2. There's also a Corpse Reviver number 1 and rarely seen a Corpse Reviver number 3. Now, these are called Corpse Revivers because they were intended to revive the corpse the next morning if you'd had too much drinking. So it's kind of one of those hair of the dog sorts of drinks. Exactly why these drinks are more appropriate for the morning after than any other drink, I'm not quite sure. But they were fairly popular back in the days prior to Prohibition and kind of probably during Prohibition as well. So let's take a look at the Corpse Reviver number 1. Starts off with 2 ounces of brandy. And to that we add 1 ounce of applejack. Now, applejack is a American apple brandy. Calvados is one of the French versions of it. You don't see applejack used in an awful lot of cocktails. There are a few out there that utilize it, and I think it's a spirit that is, I think, worth coming back, especially since it's an American product like that. And then we add 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. Here in Washington State, we're well known for apples, and so using a apple brandy is kind of fun. I can't wait to see some Washington State distillers come out with an apple brandy. Why not? Now, also, you notice on the brandy, I'm using a VS. I'm not using a VSOP. I'm not using an XO. Those brandies are going to be more expensive. And while maybe using a more expensive brandy might make the drink taste a little bit better, it's definitely not going to make it taste so much better to justify the extra expense of the drink. So what you want to do is find a good brandy that's solid, got a good flavor to it, and use the right one from a cost perspective for the drink itself. Quite frankly, I think the VS works even better than the VSOP in many cocktails because the VSOP is aged longer and it kind of starts getting more flat and subdued, where the VS is still going to have a nice, bright, tight flavor of the brandy coming through. Now to this we add ice. And stir it up. Strain it into our cocktail glass. I suppose these days with zombie culture taking off quite a bit and all these zombie shows going on, maybe something like the Corpse Reviver is a good drink to hearten yourself before you go out there and fight those zombies. But let's take a look at the Corpse Reviver number 1. You can get some of the apple coming off. Sweet vermouth also kind of has some apple characteristics to it as well, which I think is aiding in that. Yeah, I mean, I'm really getting a nice blending of the sweet vermouth and the apple brandy, and the regular brandy is kind of adding an extra oomph to it that I think is necessary for this drink. So all 3 ingredients are very well balanced. Again, I'm not quite sure why this drink is going to be so good in the morning. I'd much rather have it at night so I can enjoy it with my friends. So maybe you should take and try the Corpse Reviver number 1 next time you're out searching for zombies.